They say how this nigga come from dirt to bad hoes and bank rolls over 100.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Choppin It Up with Dizz Los. I'm Dizz. That's Los. Los, what's up?
What's up, D? What's going on?
Same old, same old. Nothing. How was your weekend? I saw a couple things popping off this weekend at the Wise Owl's house.
Yeah, I was hanging out with the pops this weekend and my sister. We got together. We did a little fish fry, Got together with the fam, spent some time over there, started off the vacation,
Now, are you the cook over there or no? Pops is.
No, my dad and my mom were the cooks over there. And then second, my brother-in-law, and then I'm last. But don't sleep.
Don't sleep.
I be chefing it up. Don't sleep.
I know. We saw it. George and I saw it the other day. He sent us a video. A little video. But look, right out the gate, I've been getting a lot of heat from work and a couple friends that me and you know about my picks, the UFC picks.
Ooh.
Listen, 0-3. I know. I was 0-3.
You picked what? Who'd you pick?
I picked basically the whole Brazilian team. I picked Pitbull, Lopez, and Michael Chandler.
Wow.
And I know you picked Patty. You did pick Patty to beat Michael
all
Chandler.
Day. I said Patty all day, submission artist, bro. You know what? Did you see he was calling out? He was chirping at
Kobe
at
Covington
before the fight, right?
Yeah, this is the thing. He really, if you look at his resume, he really hasn't fought anybody. So I was like, okay, Chandler's a big step, but he took him to town. I was like, shit. But hey, It's all right. There's fights every week, so I'll be throwing out bets left and right, just like you, Chino and George. But did you watch any of it or no? No.
Just previews of it. I didn't get to see the UFC. I had prior engagements, but from what I saw, man, Patty looked good, man.
He did.
He looked dominant.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, we'll see. He's going to have a big fight coming up, in about a couple of months. I would say probably Justin Gaethje is what they're looking for. So we'll go from there.
What's up with this guy? The guy from Spain, Topuria, whatever his name is.
Oh yeah. He moved up in weight. He moved up, and they had beef during COVID. Like they almost got into it during like a little background brawl. But I think eventually they'll fight.
You think so? And also I haven't been hearing anything about O'Malley either, man.
Well, he's fighting in Newark against the guy he just lost to, Marab. Yeah. So that's coming up in a couple. I think it's in May.
Yeah.
I think so. Maybe June.
That's the same weight class, right? Him and O'Malley and Patty.
So they're different weights. He went up. I mean, Patty's a 155. So he's a little heavier than him. But Topuria went up to that same weight class.
Wow.
So we'll see. But let's get right into the rest of the sports this week. Let's start off. Okay, we'll start off with this. What's up with your boy, man? What's up with Soto? So
that's a good. Everyone's saying he's off to a slow start. I get it. He just hit his second home run of the season, and I believe at that very moment when he hit that home run, the whole world is in danger now. The wrath coming. When I tell
why do you say that?
Because you know what I'm saying? Like people are just like, they're all like saying, oh, he paid him all this money. He's not. They only played like 14, 15 games, right? And they're not, pitching. They're not pitching. He's getting on base. They're either walking him. He's just not, he's getting hits, but he hasn't been getting the home runs. You know what I'm saying? So the guys who they've been pitching to is like Alfonso, right? Because he's right now in the 3 spot, Soto, and then comes Alfonso. Alfonso's on fire.
Yeah.
Vientos on fire. So you got all these other guys that are like, hitting. And, once Soto gets going, man, it's going to be a problem. And I think this last home run, you see it in his face when he's running the bases, man. He looked heated, man. So, hopefully this turns into something big. He goes on a tear and starts just dominating the bats, man. Just starts dominating his at-bats.
Yeah, but everybody was like, oh, Soto starts off slow. But he shouldn't have started off slow with this year, because everybody gets that shock of New York City. He was in New
Yeah,
York last year.
He was in New York City.
So there's no excuse that he can't, with the media and all that. That's just all on him. This is all on him, and I don't know. He better start doing something soon, or there's going to be the media's going to be attacked.
Who's eating right now, and who's popping off in New York? Yankees.
Don't sleep.
Aaron Judge.
That's right,
bro. And then they just named him the team captain for the 2026 World Classic.
Yeah, you know what? I did not know that he didn't play in 2023.
No,
I thought he did.
He's up there in the stats. I think he's leading in home runs. He's leading in
on base percentage. He is up there.
He's up there. So he's doing what he's doing. So Soto.
The people we got in place of Soto, they're doing good. Bellinger doing really good. I mean, not as much as Soto price wise, but he has put up better numbers right now.
But you're sleeping on the other guy. The other number was it? He was 22 in Yankees, right?
Soto,
he was 22. So there's another guy called Ben. They call him Ben Arroz.
Yes, and he has better stats as of right now.
As of right now, he has better stats than Soto, right?
Yep.
And he got him, and he's like peanuts.
It's too early, though. Really too early to say anything. But Soto needs to get on it because he's going to start feeling the heat. Because next thing you're going to know, it's going to be June, July, and then it's All-Star break. Mm-hmm. It's like, whoa, where did that come from? Did you have?
And then going back on the Mets they just played the Athletics couple of days ago, right? They had a 3-game series, and if you remember, Luis Severino got traded to the Luis Severino signed with the Athletics, right? He signed, I think, $67 million deal or something like that. So after that game, he started talking to when they were interviewing him. So first of all, the game he pitched, they lost. I think 8-0 or something like that.
So hold on.
He only had. To his credit, he only played four innings, and he only let up, I think, 1 run out of that. It was the bullpen who really messed him up. But he was saying that he's like, listen, man, like the Mets training staff, the organization, man, he was willing to take a pay cut, and he wanted to take. He was like, listen, I was okay with I think he was saying like in the 40s or something like that. But the Mets offered him something like in the 30s, and then for the year that he had. He believed that wasn't fair for what they were offering, so that's why he decided to chase the money. So, it makes sense, man. 30 to 67 million, that's a big deal. So
that is. But again, I mean, I'm just saying it out of my side. I'd rather have a chance to win a championship and a ring than the extra money. Now, I say that now because I'm not a Major League Baseball player, but if I'm in that situation where I can negotiate 15, 30, 20 million, I might just go for the money. I might go for the money. And Saviano, he's throwing some heat. You see some of his sliders? They look like frisbees going through there. I was like, whoa.
He's got the goods, man. And, right now, like, I don't know, man, but something about baseball this year is exciting, man. Like, you sit there and you watch the games. I've been watching a couple games here and there. Yankees, Mets, San Diego Padres, don't sleep.
Good. Looking
good. Fernando Tatis Jr. right now is on a tear.
Yeah.
But he's unstoppable right now.
Okay, so Tatis, do you think they're still holding over him the steroids issue that he had a couple years ago?
Well, you think that's still no, man?
No, I just think you think they're
testing him every week? Yo, he just hit him.
No, not testing him, but are they holding that over his head? The media and the baseball people, are they holding that over his head? Like, if he's having a great year, do you think he would have a chance to win the MVP because of the steroid issues a couple years ago, allegedly?
I think so, because they're not. If that was an issue, he wouldn't be playing.
Good point.
He wouldn't be playing, right? So he's playing now, and yeah, man, he's just all around. He's an all around great baseball player, man. He's fun to watch, man.
Yeah, he's fun to watch. The Dodgers are fun to watch. I mean, like you said, baseball is fun to watch right now. It is. It's going, especially with the torpedo bats. But that's calmed down a lot. That has calmed down so much. But I'm hearing a lot of news. Let's go right to football. I'm hearing a lot of news that Shador, the Giants are spending a lot of time with him.
Yeah, they're
Close.
rethinking going Shador at 3. Hey, look, man,
What are they
like I said
doing?
before, man, they have the opportunity to have one of the top defenses in the league with Abdul Carter, and not only just Abdul Carter, he's a keep on telling you generational talent, right? Why? Like, I don't want to talk bad about Shador Sanders because he's a great athlete. I'm not saying he's not worth a chance to be a quarterback for the New York Giants, but I don't believe he's the answer that the Giants need right now. The Giants, if they're able to get Abdul Carter and then put some wins together with Russell Wilson or Jameis Winston, I think you do that and you get a quarterback late. Now, the only thing is, all the quarterbacks that they were looking at, like to go in the second round, like Jackson Dart, Jalen Milroe, like they're looking to go early now.
Really?
Yeah,
I heard like early second round. No,
I'm hearing the Pittsburgh Steelers are looking into Milroe. I'm think they're even saying the New Orleans Saints, they got an early pick. They might go Shador Sanders.
I saw that. I did see that.
Right. I don't think I was telling you the other day in the last podcast. I think the Shador Sanders pick will set the Giants back another 10 years, man. I don't think he's the answer in New York, to be honest with you. And not to take away from his talent. I just think he's not. I don't think he's the one for New York, man. He's not
fitting. He's not fitting now. He's not fitting. So. He's not fitting at all. And that's the thing. I'm like, why even spend extra time with him? Go for Carter. That's all I want. I don't even want Hunter anymore. I don't want Hunter.
The name, I'm saying, like, for marketing purposes, the name Sanders, he comes from the pedigree. It's business wise, man. Like, wherever he goes, man, that market's gonna cake, man. He's gonna make loot. So, if he was in New York, but I don't know, man. I think the Giants are just doing their due diligence, man. That's it.
Yeah, but they're spending an awful lot of time.
They hosted Abdul Carter too. I think they're hosting him. They hosted him the other day, and then they're bringing him in on Thursday again. So they're just doing their homework, man. So a lot of these reports is just them doing their top 30 visits with all the players, the running backs and stuff, see where they're going to get late. So, they just got to make sure, like I said, they need to knock it out the park in this draft. So they need to do extra research. They got to do what they got to do. So
now I'm not hearing, when with the Giants, you're hearing Carter, you're hearing Sanders. We're not hearing Hunter. So do you think it's going to be Cam, Tennessee, Hunter, number 2? Is that what it's looking like?
I think it's still Cam Ward. I think is locked in at 1. Number 2, I think they might throw a wrench in there. I think number 2,
Cleveland.
Number 2 might go Abdul Carter or Shador Sanders. I think, man.
Really?
I think, or they might trade that pick out. But I think they go. We might get snaked, and then at that point, the Giants have to either think Travis Hunter. So this is what I think. This is what the Giants are doing. I think the Giants are set on Abdul Carter, but they think they're going to get snaked, and Abdul Carter is going to go to Cleveland, and then the Giants have to decide Hunter or Shador. And then they're thinking, do I go get a receiver when I have receivers, or do I get a possible franchise quarter? You know what I mean? That's how they're thinking it.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
They're on the hot seat because then
I know.
That's why they're doing their homework on Shador, because they know that's on the table right now. They know that Abdul Carter might get snaked, man, at 2.
I really hope they don't do that. I don't want.
We get snaked at 2. If the Giants get snaked at 2, it's a possibility that we're going to see Shador Sanders in New York.
He's not going to start next year.
No, but you have to. You know what I'm saying? Like, is Travis Hunter going to start next year? Are they going to start him at cornerback? No.
Nope.
Are they going to start him at wide receiver? No.
The only one that's going to start is either Carter, and that's it. That's it. No one else.
Ward. Cam Ward.
Well, Cam Ward. Yeah, Cam Ward start. Yeah, because Tennessee doesn't have it. Did you happen to see Jalen Ramsey? You see that today?
Yeah. So the owner went on. He's like, he thinks it's best that they both part ways. I think they just paid like a part of his salary that he's owed. I think like $4 million or something like that, and then I think he's owed another like 20 or something like that. I don't know.
What team you think would be good to get him?
They're gonna package that deal, man. I don't know if they're gonna trade. They're gonna do something before the draft, but who can use a corner?
I heard reports that he could be going back to the Rams, 49ers.
49ers would be good.
And Atlanta. But I don't know. Go back to Jacksonville. I can see him going to New England or something like that, staying in the AFC.
Mike Vrabel's going to turn around that team, man. I like him in New England.
Yeah. Yep.
Drake Maine. And
they got Milton better. I like Milton better than Maine.
Yeah, but who did they get in? They just signed a receiver. The Patriots. Oh, was it Stephon Diggs?
Yes, it was.
Stephon.
Yes,
The low.
Yes.
So on the low, like under the radar, you don't hear, right?
Well, he's coming off an injury, so
doesn't matter, man. You got Stephon Diggs, and then you got all these young receivers over there. So we'll see what Vrabel does. They still need their running back.
So what's up with him? He was good a couple years ago. He was a fantasy football monster.
Yeah. Is he going to be a full? Yeah, is he going to be a full workhorse? We'll see. They need to do something at RB. They might go RB. I don't know if they're going to go RB early, but there's a lot of depth in the draft this year at RB. So when you look at it, I believe it was. I'm popping it off here.
The draft is only like 9 days away.
It's next Thursday. Yeah. So right now, we're just looking at my rankings, right? So if you're looking at the rankings, just at the QB position, you got Cam Ward at 1, Shedeur Sanders at 2, Jackson Dart at 3, and Jalen Milroe at 4, and Tyler Shaw at 5. Those are the top 5 QBs. But there's a QB out there right now that is right now slowly rising up the charts, man. He's out of Syracuse, Kyle McCord. I don't know if you heard that name before, right? So,
I watched a couple of games with Syracuse. I didn't know that name.
So he's he gives off like a veteran feel, like he's been in the NFL before, man. He has his very football smart, man. His
IQ is good.
His IQ is good. Nice size. He throws the ball with a zip, and he gets the ball out quick, man. Like Jackson Dart, man. So like a lot of teams that are looking like he could be like, don't sleep, man. If you're the number 8 quarterback right now ranked, he looks good, man, on tape, man. I was watching him the other day, and you know what? Like I wasn't really big on him. Like I seen a couple of games on him, but I started dissecting tape and looking at him, man, and watching him play, man. I was like, yo, this kid can game, bro. This kid got burned. This kid got legs, man. He looks good, man. So we'll see, man.
What's the talk? What are they saying he'll fall to? Did they say?
No. So the way it looks like they're like Quinn.
Yeah, from Texas.
He's dropping right now.
Yeah, he's terrible.
The one who's moving up is Jalen Milroe and Jackson Dart. They're saying that Jalen Milroe is going to go before Jackson Dart.
I don't know about that. Dart's a beast.
No.
What about running backs? You were looking up running backs.
So right now, I would say top running back is Ashton Genty out of Boise State. He's looking like the Raiders probably going to snag him up. North Carolina, number 2, Omarion Hampton. The Giants hosted him as one of his top 30 visits.
What about the Ohio State running back?
Let's see. Ohio State, he's ranked number 5, Trevor Henderson.
Yeah, okay.
So the Dallas Cowboys need a running back, man. The Dallas Cowboys, they hosted the two running backs from Ohio State, Trevion Henderson and Quinson Judikins. So those are 2 running backs to look out for in the draft, man. They're ranked 6 and 7. My favorite running back out of the whole top, I would say top 5. I would say it would be
Number 1, Jetty.
no,
Jetty.
no. Jetty, he's he's the consensus number 1. Everyone's gonna like him, man. But the one I like, man, is number 2, man, out of North Carolina, man, Hampton.
Yep.
He looks good, man. He's a physical back, man. Explosive, bro. Lower body, like he's a slasher. He reminds me of like Le'Veon Bell, man. When he used to do the quick cut, bro.
Yep.
He's gonna be exciting, man. Where he goes, man. Like we'll see, man. It's like the draft is, man.
It's right around the corner. So hey, our next show. Well, no, we might do a top 3 picks just so we can see the Giants do a pick live. We'll probably do something.
I'll be at the stadium.
Oh, you'll be there. I forgot.
Yeah, I'll be at the stadium, man, watching round 1 and 2, seeing the Giants. Hopefully they do what they do and pick Abdul Carter.
They better. Are you going to watch any of the NBA playoffs that's starting up?
Ooh, that's big, man. Jalen Brunson coming back tonight.
So who is your pick? Who is you going to be? And then I want who you think's going to win the championship, and then a sleeper team.
Yo, the Lakers.
Is that your sleeper team?
I think the sleeper team will be the Lakers, man.
Okay.
I think the Lakers can get it done, but I like Boston.
Same as me. Boston and the Lakers. Boston and the Lakers sleeper team.
You know what? I think it's Boston and the Lakers in the finals. But OKC is OKC. OKC is gonna take it to 7 with the Lakers.
Yep. I think OKC and the Lakers will be in the Western Conference Finals, and I think Boston and the Knicks will be in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah,
and we'll see. That's going to be a good series.
I would love to see the Knicks go, but Brunson's coming back now. He's healthy. We'll see, man.
Yep.
I feel like the Knicks are missing like a big, man. They need one more big, and they'll be like dominant, man. They got players. I think they're missing like just one, like a veteran big man in there, man.
Well, they got PJ Tucker. So when you say a veteran big, who are you looking at? Who do you think?
I'm talking about man, I would like to see
Al Horford. Someone like that, but he's not going to leave.
I would like to see Kevin Durant in New York next year, man.
We had him in New York. We already had him. Come
on,
but Brooklyn had him.
You know what? You know what? I saw yesterday the other day on an interview. They were interviewing Devin Booker, and Devin Booker was saying, "Man, he really likes playing in New York whenever he's in town and stuff." I don't know if he's throwing a little bit of little signals, little smoke signals. But
he's going to be going to Brooklyn, if anything. Brooklyn. They can't go to the Knicks. There's too much. There's too much. Get ready for WrestleMania this weekend too, right?
WrestleMania is next week. The 19th.
Sure? No, it's this weekend, right?
No, next weekend.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. It is this weekend, 19th and the 20th.
Yes. Yeah. Easter, because Easter Sunday is the 20th.
Yeah.
That's gonna be good. A little. We'll do some highlights from that. You could probably post that up. But anything else popping off? You want to do a little story time right now, huh? Want to do a little story time?
Little story time. Rewind to.
We'll end every show with a little story.
Okay.
What was that?
Rewinding back to 1997.
Is it that long ago? Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
That was 1997, man. I'll never forget that day. We almost
so
ended.
So I'll start it off, and then we'll go from your point of view because, of course, I only had one point of view. You had a different point of view. When you're young, you're driving around. Well, we were driving, speeding through the towns and stuff like that. And I had a Hyundai Scoop. You had an Amigo?
No, it was my dad's car at the time. My dad had a Isuzu Rodeo. Yeah,
it was the Rodeo. Oh, so we're driving down Sand Road, make a left on Palisades Ave. Anybody?
It was brand new, 2 weeks old.
2 weeks old. Now my car was a piece of junk. My hood was flipping up, smashing my windshield and everything like that. So I'm driving down there, and we're going fast. When you're young, you're going fast. We're driving down. Dumbass me happens to stop short for skunk because I didn't want my car to smell like a skunk. Next minute I know, I'm out on my car. I'm in the seat, passed out. I hear an engine in my back seat. When Chino Los hits me, I hit my head on the steering wheel and I pass out. And then you can take it from you because I'm out like this, and all I know is you come running.
So from my point of view, so we're driving, right? I think so I remember that night like it was the other day. So I was actually at a football dinner. So like, I used to play football in high school, right? So what we used to do is have like dinners at like players' houses the night before. The team get together and stuff like that. And I remember I called you, right? And this is before like and I think you beat me. This is before we had cell phones. This is when we had beepers or something like that. And we were like, oh, let's get up. We're gonna hang out. You know what I'm saying? So I meet up with you. So I'm following you. And you're driving, and you were driving down this particular road, right, Sand Road, and literally right in front of one of our close friends' house, right, John.
He was actually taking a shit upstairs,
right. You stopped short, right, and then I just smashed into your car, right. From my point of view, seeing it, I hit you. I'm like stunned, right? And then I just see your car just rolling slowly off the road, right? Like, rolling slowly, right? I stopped my car. I got the car. I'm like, yo, D! I started yelling, yo, D, you all right? And then, you got the car. Like, yeah. Like, we ran to each other. We hugged each other. I thought you were like, whoa. I was scared, man. I'm not going to front. I thought you were like dead or something. Fuck.
Oh, and remember, I was supposed to pick up 2 females and put them in the back seat.
Oh, that would have been.
They would have been done.
Yo, we were scared. So then I'm like, yo, what are we gonna do? And then I remember we went next door and we like knocked on John's house, right? And I believe his mom was there.
Yep.
And we were like, oh, we gotta call somebody, right? And I was like shook. I was like, yo, gotta tell my pops I just destroyed his whip. Yo, you know what I'm saying? I was like 17 at the time, right? 17 at the time. So I was like, dang. I was like, yo, can you call? I tried to tell Mrs. Lou to call. Like, call my pop, right? Just make sure you let him know I'm all right, So they roll up.
I remember we went to. Go ahead. Good. No, you go.
So I remember I had a football game next day, right? And I had curfew. This was like during that time. Curfew was like around 9:00. I remember. So, like you're young, man, and remember, like you get a car, and like at that age, you want to be out, you want to hang out with your friends and stuff. No more for me because I crashed the car, right? So fast forward, they come, they tow the car, this and that. Yo, I still had to play football, man. I had to next day wake up mad early, get ready, right? Fucking, I remember I had to play Fort Lee. We went to go play Fort Lee in Fort Lee away. So I'm on the line. So I was an offensive lineman. I'm the offensive tackle. I'm on the line. They're calling like a running play. And I'm like in my 3-point stance. And they're calling the play. And I remember I'm just like not even focused in the game. I'm just still thinking about
probably have a concussion.
Yo, I was just like still on the line, not moving. And they were like running the play. Right? I was totally out of the game. Like I was in focus, man. I was just out of the game, man.
I remember that. I remember the look of. I remember we went they had to pick us up at the police station, and Jay-Z was the one that walked around first, and then your dad was like right behind Jay-Z. I was like, oh shit.
You thought Jay-Z and my dad were gonna get into it?
No, I thought they were gonna say something with us. I was like,
all right.
Man.
Oh, man.
But your dad was cool. Jay-Z was cool about it, but damn, that was my car. That was that. I can't.
But that was scary, man. Like,
that was.
Dude, because with the way I looked at it, when I saw you, like, when the car was moving after I hit you, it was going mad slow. I think the horn was still going off. And it was just like going off to the side.
Yes.
I was like, yo, is this fucking guy okay? And
I remember, I was flat all the way down on my car seat because I hit my head and I went back and I was just flat. And I felt the heat of your engine in that because I only had a two-door car. So it went right through the trunk and bam, jacked that bad boy up.
But you don't remember that car? Remember, like in I believe it was history class, and I think we had gym like after. Remember, back then, I remember, I don't know what happened. Like I think I forgot the combo to my locker. I didn't have a locker for gym. You had to have gym clothes because if you didn't have gym clothes, you wouldn't get credit. And I didn't want to fail gym, right? So I'd be like, yo, and you had like the early muffler, bro. Your muffler would be like, right?
Yeah.
Yo, and then like I'd be like, yo, D, let me borrow your car so I can go. Remember, I lived like close to the school, bro.
You lived
like
about 3 blocks away, too.
Like 3 blocks, right? So I'd be like, yo, D, let me borrow your ride. Let me go get my gym clothes so I don't get fucking failed gym. Yo, we were in the middle of like history class. You hear the car go,
and you have to pass our windows when you're leaving the school.
Window. You'd be like, D, why is your car leaving?
Everybody was like, D, where's the car going?
Fucking Carlos going to go get gym clothes.
Oh, man. Those were the days.
How many times did we do that? Oh, dude. If I didn't do that, I would have failed gym.
Yeah, how many times did we hey, D, let me go to Park Ridge, go to Burger King.
Yo, in the middle of like English class.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yo, let me take a ride. Let me be out.
Oh, that would never happen nowadays, but
oh no, now you get suspended and shit like that.
But yeah, but nothing else. You're on vacation this week, right?
Yeah, I've been on vacation.
Going to AC this weekend?
Yeah, man. I'm going to go to the water park, take the kids to the island water park over there in the Showboat. Going to check out the slides, going to have some reviews up there, post up some videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There'll be fun stuff, man. Going to get the kids involved and stuff.
Yep, I'll be at Georgia's shop on Friday, doing some bagels. Nice. We'll do a little podcast. And then we'll be back on next week, I guess, huh?
Yeah, next week Tuesday, posting up on Wednesday.
Yep, Tuesday we record. There's a lot of stuff going on. I know George and Los had a little meeting yesterday, a little call, so they're working on some things. Look, we're just trying to grow. We're a new channel. Our views are going up. Los, anything you want to say?
Yeah. So next week, our main focus is going to be the draft and really just dissecting and analyzing each pick by pick and figuring out what teams or where these guys are going to land. Football's around the corner, so once that draft happens, that's when the season really starts, man. And people start practicing and doing what they got to do, and players start going. So it's exciting, man. And then right around the corner, it's fantasy football.
Yes.
So, for those of you that
with fantasy, maybe we should have the defending champ on the show one time.
The defending champ?
Who won it last year?
Oh, the defending champ of the Champions League?
Yes. Who won it?
Shout out to my cousin Kevin, a.k.a. Booty 2. He's the current champion of the Champions League.
How many times did he win?
He's a 2-time champion. This was his second time winning it.
Okay. What about Cheeks?
He's won it twice. He almost won it. He almost went to the finals last year. It would have been 3. He would have been goated.
Wow.
Goat.
Yeah, so maybe we get them on. We get some people on. I know we want to have maybe your cousin come on when football season starts.
Yeah, we'll get people on this, going into the season and stuff like that. We just got to get situated with our editing and stuff like that, and making sure we get the right content out there.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Los, we're about 30 minutes in. Like and subscribe to our channel. It did not slip. I did not slip. Go ahead. You want to say something before you go?
Yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Again, next week, NFL draft. A lot of information, a lot of content. For those of you that are in fantasy football, this is the time where you need to start learning, start getting information on these players to pick in the draft deep. For those deeper dynasty leagues, we'll have all that information for you, all right? Same time, same place next week. Professionals.
Peace. Carter, let's go.
Abdul Carter, let's go.